This is a public service announcement from 5 to 5 Incorporated!
That's right, Throwback Rum from 2012. This PSA is to inform you that whatever is said here in the 525 Live podcast is the opinion of the guest, not the host or the show. We here at 525 Live want our guests to feel free in expressing themselves in order to give an entertaining podcast for you and a therapeutic experience for them. If you don't like what they said, take it up with them, not the show. You know who you are. Now, without further ado,
yo, sit back, relax, catch a contact.
Bear witness to some biblical shit.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. This is the first episode of the 525 Live podcast. I am Sean Nova, the voice of this channel, or whatever the fuck. But my first guest here is actually, what you call a legend in this community. Of course, he's not going to fucking co-sign on that. But anyway, yeah, he's been around for a while. You've seen him in some car contests. You've seen him in FAM, EOE, and of course, right now, currently in ME. He is SickIndyHead.
Yo. I don't know what to fucking say.
Perfect intro.
And we got the first F-bomb out of the way, so that's good.
Right. Yeah, it's taken a while because, like, you know, we were trying to find stuff to record the podcast with, and one thing led to another. My computer's messing up. Today it's working fine, so, you know, fingers crossed and shit. But, yeah.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that I appeared in EOE, even though I never debuted for EOE.
Oh. Well, see, this is what happens when you do research like 5 minutes before we record.
I was in EOE. I was in EOE for a hot minute, but I never debuted. I had a promo, like a
vignette.
Vignette. It closed. I think the last like pay-per-view show they did, and then the shit happened, and it was over.
Yeah, every time I hear EOE, I just have that song like EOE.
Talking about Miss Officer.
Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, Little Wayne. Yeah, it's Little Wayne.
I don't listen to that rap crap. Get out of here.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a little awkward now, but yeah, it's our first episode, so it's not going to be a perfect episode. There's going to be some little hiccups here and there, because it's our first episode. We're trying to get into the whole flow of things, getting all the rhythm and the bumping and grinding, girl, and all that bullshit. Yeah, so let's just talk about, when did you start in the car community? Because, like, right now, we're going to talk about how people may know you from, like, you know, the community, so on and so forth, but we're not going to talk about that the whole time, because, you know, talking about car 24/7, I mean, guns to the fucking mouth. But anyway, you know, just want to get to know you first, you know, how we, you know, refresh our memory and shit like that, and the first time we saw you, and then we'll talk about your interests. So, interests?
Okay.
Is that a word? Interests?
Interest.
Interest. There we go. Anyway, not perfect, like I said.
Well, as far as like starting goes, it was 2011.
Yeah. I think, I remember meeting you then too, yeah.
Basically what happened was I was on YouTube, and somehow or another I stumbled upon 2TM's channel, or a video of his. I think it was like a crotch blur glitch tutorial. Anyways, I started like watching some of his videos, and then going from there I started watching like his live streams, and found out about FAM and other clans or whatever, and I just kind of started doing it. And then, you know, long story short, after watching videos for a while, 2TM did a car contest. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna enter this car contest, and just, you know, just for fun, just for shits and gigs. And I, you know, worked on a car that I didn't have originally made before, and like such a fucking nerd, I noticed everybody's PSN name was also their cause name, and I didn't have that at the time. I had my real name on a call, and I just had couple different calls or whatever. So
yeah, his real name is Chet Jensen's.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Like, what? You look at SickIndyHead, you see the mask, you see the leotard and shit, and he's like, Chet Jensen's.
Chet Jensen.
Not the Jetsons. Jensen.
How do you know my name better than I do?
Because I made it up. That's why.
Anyways, he so I was like, it's like I'm gonna. So everybody has like their PSN name is their name. So I was like, oh, I gotta fucking do that. And I was like, well, I'm SickIndyHead. So I came up with. Originally, he looked like there was a luchador on Lucha Libre USA called Sadistico. And so I modeled that after him. And then one thing led to another, and it became the skirt and the mask and all that stuff. And I won first place.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say I beat Sean Nova.
Yes, you did.
What did you place?
I forgot. I'm not even gonna mention it.
There you go.
I think I was top 5, dead or alive. That's just on one LP. But
I was like watching like the results or whatever, and it got to like the top like 5, and I think I got to like number 2, and I was like, I must have missed me. I was sitting there, I was like, oh, I missed me somewhere. Shit, I wonder where I placed because I somehow missed it, and then I finally won. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, how the fuck did I do that? But,
yeah, I get it though, because like I like the look. It was very unique, and again, where I guess that's what people look for when it comes to card contests, because not just like overall, oh, this is a great design. It's something that stands out from the rest, because everybody either had like, you know, tights or trunks or whatever. That is my air conditioner. Again, not perfect, but yeah, everybody was like, you know, just tights with a design on the side. You know, you have your little fucking bandana, or you wear a vest or whatever the fuck that everybody was rocking back in 2011, and so I saw your shit really stood out because like I was trying to go for the same thing, where not same thing with a skirt and mask, but mainly just trying to stand out from people. So like I had like a colored tattoo, I had face paint, and all that other shit. So yeah, and I went a little bit up there in the fucking card contest. I got like I think top 10, top 5, whatever.
I hated your call, by the way.
I hated it too.
I hated it.
I'm my biggest critic, so don't worry about it. I agree with you.
Like and you still have it to this day, and now it's just become the norm. But the big ass star on like your chest, and it goes around to the back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's Texas right there. That's
That's a cherry Coke. But
okay.
Anyways, but the star that goes like around like the arm or whatever, I was like, that's kind of like I was okay, that's different, but I was like, I don't like it though. I don't like that.
You know what's funny? Like nowadays, I'm starting to like not like it either. But then I hate it when, and you're guilty of it too, motherfucker, right?
Oh yeah, I do it every year.
But I hate it when people like will have a shitload of tattoos and then the next year they don't. I was like, oh, I don't know what happened. What tattoos? What? I never had tattoos. I'm like, fuck off, man.
Well, here lately, I've been trying just to get it consistent. Because I think last couple of years I've had like either the preset sleeves, either the Undertakers or the Godfathers, and they took them out this year. So now I'm just trying to get. I want to just have just basic sleeves where it's like it's stuff and you can kind of tell what it is, but it's not like real detailed. That way, it's like I'm still have the same tattoos or whatever, but. It's which and also I rented like the problem like early like whenever we switch games like from 11 to 12 I can't draw the same thing twice.
Right.
For whatever reason I can't draw the same exact thing twice. So I'd always change it every year.
Yeah, I hear you. Like it's like that when with my tights too. Like I'd be damned if I wear the same design from one year to the next. Like I always got to switch it up. Like it just inside of me. It's
like with tights and stuff like that though. It's like I mean, people change tights. They change gear all the time, but you shouldn't be able to change your tattoos.
Well, and there's another thing too, where like you look at wrestlers and on TV right now, a lot of them don't change their attire. Maybe they'll change like the color scheme of it, but like you'll see like Roman Reigns will still have the fucking vest, or fucking Seth Rollins will still have that shit that he wears, and Rey Mysterio, so on and so forth. There's just minor changes here and there progressively, but never like a drastic change. Like, oh, this year I'm gonna wear trunks, and the next year I'm gonna wear a fucking singlet or whatever.
Chris Jericho used to be pretty cool about having different like tight designs when he was just, like in his early days.
Oh yeah, up to like I think 2007. I think
Yeah, I think we're up to when he started wearing like the trunks.
Yeah, it was good old times. But just the whole. So yeah, you did the call contest, you did everything like that. eventually, the EOE, of course, had that downfall in history.
Well, so like
don't want to
pretty
talk
much
about
happened.
that in detail, but yeah, just
Pretty-
I just want to
pretty
go
much
from
what
your
happened,
end of it. Yeah.
Right. Pretty much what happened after the color contest was I was kind of like waiting a little bit, and I think FAM was having tryouts around this time.
Right.
But I'm not, and I'm probably wrong, but I can't remember. But it was something about they were having tryouts and people could sign up, and I think they had to have it where they put you in like a group and you had to try out at this time on this day or something like that.
Yeah, I was in the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Well, I have a work, so I didn't sign up for it because I didn't know when I was going to have it, and I didn't want to like miss my chance. Well, EOE had sent me a private message on YouTube. I don't know if anybody does that anymore. I don't know if you even can.
Yeah. Right.
But they sent me a message like, "Hey, we want to give you a tryout." So I was like, "Okay." So I, contacted them, and I'd seen their show a little bit, and I liked it, and I was like, "Well, everybody else is trying out for FAM. I'm gonna try out for EOE. I'm gonna go over here and check this out." And I had my tryout. I had my first one with what's his name? I think his name was like Shadow Runner, something like that. Anyways, I had one with him, and something happened. We got disconnected, and then I had my next one was with Alex Nova, your cousin, your extra light skinned cousin. Anyways,
he's my brother. He's my brother and cousin.
Your brother and cousin.
He's inbred. I'm not. We're good. Please don't flag me. I love you. Okay, go ahead.
But anyways, they got me into EOE, and I never got to debut. They also wanted me to like have like a ring name, so you can actually find the old episodes on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel with all the old ones. Like somebody re-uploaded them, and it's right on there. But it's so I wasn't going to use SickIndyHead because I think they wanted to use like a gimmick name or a stage name. So I came up with the most horrible name ever. I came up with Panic, PANIK.
Huh.
Panic.
It's unique that way with a K, huh?
Yeah, it sounds so much cooler.
It's not one of those henchmen from the Hercules cartoon movie and shit, right? It's not a Hades henchman. It's
no, that's where I got it from. Because they were gonna have me feud with Pandemic.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So it was Pain. I was like, easy.
Panic.
That's what I did. I was Pain and Panic. And
right, yeah, that dude.
Right. So, anyways, they last I want to say it was like the last show they ever finished or whatever and put out. At the end of the show, they aired my vignette or whatever, which is basically I ended up reusing it when I went to FAM. I just changed the name from Panic to SickIndyHead on it. Mm-hmm. And changed it to, instead of saying coming soon to EOE, it's coming soon to FAM.
Which is funny because in FAM you almost didn't go with that gimmick, because I remember having to talk with you when I first got signed, and we were just going through like what gimmicks we're gonna go through, and you were going with with like you almost went with a cowboy gimmick.
Yeah,
like
I almost
a James
did.
Storm type thing, right?
And
Yeah.
I was talking to Rom, and before I could even bring it up, he was like just telling me about all these ideas. Or I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was like necessarily ideas or storyline ideas. I could just tell that he wanted the SickIndyHead Caw, and he was excited about because he you know how Rom is.
Oh yeah,
I think,
yeah. When he has an idea, he's fucking Aquaman head first. Yes.
So he just kept talking about it, and I was kind of like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to use this then. So ended up
you picked up from his vibe that you weren't even gonna mention the cowboy gimmick, right?
No matter what, I can't really remember exact conversations, but I'm not really sure what he really wanted to do with me. But I could just tell by from talking to him, this is he really wanted me to use that, and so I was like, all right, I'll use it, no big deal. But yeah, went to FAM, and pretty much how I got into FAM was EOE, had their thing with their channel getting shut down. Somebody hacked it. Everybody was back in that time remembers that. They had when EOE shut down, then, they had the AWOL clan.
Oh, yeah, the Civil War times.
Yeah, they had the AWOL clan, and I was kind of sitting in limbo for a little bit. And Alex Nova, asked me if I wanted to try out for AWOL.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I was supposed to get a tryout, and I never got a tryout. I don't know what happened there. but
I'm pretty sure he had his reasons.
No, I don't remember. I wanted to say he said somebody else was supposed to give me a tryout, but I don't think it was him. It was somebody else, and then it never happened. I just didn't hear nothing back, and that's it's old shit. It doesn't matter, but
it's all good.
Anyways, Rom was looking for new members,
okay,
and like he put out a video on the FAM channel, saying, "Hey, we're
right."
looking for
Because
new
that was
members."
at the time when half the FAM roster went into AWOL, and then, yeah, that whole big crap, yeah,
right. And he was like, "We're not doing any tryouts." So I just, he said, "But we want to know you can do stuff," and yada, yada, yada. So I just kind of sent him a message and kind of told him what I'd done and this and that and this and that. And he's like, "Oh, I'll talk to some of the guys and, I'll get back to you." And like a day or two later, he got back to me and he was like, "Oh, hey, you're in. Come on," add me to Skype. And that was it. So while you were doing all them tryouts, Sean, I just said, "Hey, Ron, what's up?" And he let me in.
Yeah, you were the rock star that got into the nightclub without standing in line for 5 hours and shit, right?
Pretty much.
Just slipped the bouncer a 50 and you just walked in with no fucking problem.
Pretty much. I walked in like a big dick in the locker room.
Yeah, I think that's a story for another time, though. The way I got into the way I got into the in the clan, because it was like just a fucking dog eat dog environment, and it was just a pain in the ass to get into. Which of course I don't regret, because a lot of good things happen from joining FAM, and even though a lot of crappy shit happened too, but it's not necessarily the clan's fault, just people in the community. But yeah, so like the whole time we spent maybe one scene together in our entirety of being in FAM together, right? Well, two scenes. One, the latter is the Rumble, but that doesn't really count. But there was this one episode in Raw. I forgot which episode it was.
I want to say this is my debut too.
It was like episode 15, I think. And,
yeah.
I was feuding with Angelo Victoria at the time, which again to this day I miss that fucking car, even though that car is off walking the earth or some shit. But yeah, I was feuding with the car, great fucking feud, and there was an exhibition match against you, and I was doing commentary and all that stuff, and eventually, fucking long story short, end of the match, I come in, you and I face to face like we're about to fight. We have a stare down, and then we both do like the boogeyman chicken walk.
Yeah, we did the fucking chicken walk, and like, the only thing that make it like even more perfect is if we had the fucking chicken dance song.
Yeah. And which was funny because it was something where like I didn't want to fight you because I didn't want it to seem like one of us was gonna have to go down. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we were trying to figure out what we're gonna do, and then I think like a few days later you messaged me or were talking to me. He was like, "Hey, I figured it out, yada yada yada." I recorded it, and he showed it to me, and I was kind of just like, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Like, what's the worst that could happen? Right?
Like, what's the worst that could happen? I'm not supposed to be like the character is not supposed to be mentally there. You know what I mean? So it's like it's almost like trying to communicate with like a child, I guess, maybe, but not necessarily.
I wouldn't say a child.
Right, maybe not necessarily. It's kind of like you ever seen Longest Yard, the remake, when he got fucking Kali in the cell and he's playing ping pong with him.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is a big motherfucker playing ping pong. But you know what's funny about that movie? At that time, I thought Great Khali was Mexican. Like for some fucking reason, like I just when I saw him, I thought fucking T-Hawk from Street Fighter. I never thought, oh, this dude's Indian, which would have been more fucking plausible, but whatever.
I thought it was like Native American or something too. Like I didn't.
Right? Yeah.
But then like I heard he had like an accent, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck he is. I don't know if it's some beats,
he
man.
barely talked in the movie, right? He was just
but they had like subtitles for him, I think.
It was weird. Yeah, and I saw him in that movie before he was in WWE, which was
yeah.
And he beat the shit out of Undertaker. He fucking actually pinned the Undertaker by putting his foot on top of him. He stood on top of him. So it's just weird, like a weird sight of Great Khali just beating the Undertaker. That's just with a foot, not even a regular fucking standard pin. That is just crazy.
Well,
but
it took him forever to get up and down. So,
but best Great Khali fucking memory was when Cesaro swung him, right? He swung him a few times, like maybe like 5 times, and then he goes to pin him, and then Great Khali counts with the ref.
Yeah, he counts with them.
2, 3. Fucking dumb, but we're getting sidetracked right now. But yeah, but no. Well, let's talk about wrestling, right? Because of course you're a big wrestling head. You're a wrestling fan more than I am.
Oh my god!
Which is weird because my parents' first date was at WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania. So wrestling's in my fucking blood. And
Wrestling is like most people are like into football, basketball, hockey.
right.
You know, like super into it. No, I can't. I don't watch football. I can't. I'm not really into sports, but I watch wrestling almost all the time.
Of course.
Like I watch. I mean, I literally, I kind of dig into a little bit of everything when it comes to wrestling. Like like I said, I don't watch. I can't get into football. I can watch it. You know, it's if it's on TV or something like that, or I'm at Chili's or Applebee's, and it's like on the fucking TV. I'll sit there and I'll watch it.
Yeah, I could watch the Super Bowl or the playoffs or the NBA Finals or whatever, World Series. I can do that, but like I can't watch a regular exhibition game. I can't.
When the Dallas Cowboys are doing good, hey, that's cool, man. But I'm not. I'm just not into it. I can't tell you stats. I can't tell you players. I just can't. I just don't.
You don't
watch
have a
it.
fantasy league or any of that bullshit.
No. So, but like for me, it's always been wrestling. I've been just nuts.
Were you
about it.
Were you a day one kid? Like, were you like as a little kid watching it, or?
Yeah, I watched it when I was a little kid. I started watching wrestling when I was about 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
And pretty much what happened was we were watching TV one night, me and my dad, and we were flipping through channels because this is before you had guide on the remote. This is basic cable, and we stumbled across WCW, Nitro.
So you're a WCW head.
Oh yeah, I'm a sucker for some WCW stuff. But the first thing I really remember is Scott Steiner.
Okay. Was this the Steiner Brothers gimmick, or was it?
No. This is the bleach blonde NWO Steiner.
Oh my god, I feel old because you were 7 years old at that time.
I was about 7 or 8. Yeah.
Ah, god damn it! All right, go ahead, keep going.
So fucking Scott Steiner, and I can't remember who he was facing, but he's beating the crap out of him. It's probably some jobber. And I remember that, and I was like, it just caught my attention. That's my dad's like, hey, can we watch this? You know what I mean? And he used to watch like WCCW when he was a kid, which is a
World Class
Texas
Championship.
Yeah, World Class, which is a territory from Texas. And so he was like, yeah, we'll watch it or whatever. And we kind of watched it, and that kind of that perked my interest. But what hooked me was they had a vignette. A little bit later in the show of fucking Sting, in the fucking crow paint, the white and the black.
Oh, so that's when it was starting.
I don't think it was when it was starting. I think it was a little bit further down.
Okay, so after the whole Starcade thing and all that.
Yeah, stuff? I want to say this is either before. It's hard to say because I can't remember exactly what year I watched. But it is about 97, 98.
Yeah, it's not like you're writing a biography or any of that bullshit.
Right.
It was August 18th.
Right. So it could have been before Starcade or it could have been after Starcade. I'm not really sure. But like the white face paint and the look and everything just caught my attention. And Sting was my dude from that time pretty much all the way down.
Right.
And I was also a big like Goldberg fan when I was a kid too. Sting and Goldberg were probably were my top two. I mean, I pretty much would go to school with a Sting T-shirt on and Goldberg shoes. I had Goldberg tennis shoes.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, like on the they were black. I remember they were black, and it had fucking Goldberg's face on the side of them. Oh yeah, I'm so freaking cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. Were you into like WWE? Would you like switch channels? Like, for example, like me, right? I would watch Nitro for like the first hour because it used to come on the hour before Raw. So I would watch the first hour. Would have the cruiserweights, and you see like the freaking Eddie Guerreros or the Dean Malenkos, Chris Jericho, so on and so forth. And then when that's over, I'll go and watch Raw, and then like maybe switch back between commercials and stuff like that. Were you the same?
Not when I was a kid, no. But I did. I had cousins that were into WWF. And we would always argue about who was better between Stone Cold and Goldberg and
Right.
so and so and so and
Fantasy
so.
matches.
You know. So what I did was pretty much I'd watch Nitro on Monday, and I'd watch Sunday. I would watch Sunday Night Heat because WCW didn't have a Sunday show. I'd watch Sunday Night Heat, and I had all the recaps from Raw.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember going to school at the time, and this was I think I was like probably like in 6th grade or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And all my friends we would have a group, but then there would be like subgroups where they're like, oh, there were NWO guys and there were DX guys, but we would all chill together, and then we all have like debates like, oh yeah, man, what freaking Stone Cold could beat Goldberg's ass, or freaking Triple H can beat DDP or whatever the crap.
Right.
And it was like really crazy. It get heated sometimes where it's just like we will bet on certain things like, oh yeah, who would have the better night, like who won Monday night type of thing. It's
Right.
Monday Night Wars.
So was
yeah,
you
it was really great.
was you an NWO kid or a DX kid?
I was a little bit of both. Like I liked NWO mainly because of Kevin Nash. At the time, in NWO, Kevin Nash was my guy. But like WCW side, I loved DDP. I loved Goldberg, Sting.
DDP.
Yeah.
I was a big Rey Mysterio fan when I was a kid too.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Rey
Jr.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Like I was a big fan of I love, especially I mean I guess because when you're a kid, you know, you see like the mask and the colorful costumes. Like I was a Booker T fan for the sole two reasons that one, he had flames on his tights, and I thought the axe kick, you know, the scissor kick looked cool as shit.
Oh, the Harlem Hangover back when he did that.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
Oh, that, and he came out raising the roof, and you know, skinny little white kid in Texas in his living room raising the roof.
It's the blackest thing you could ever do, right? Just like raise
Pretty
the
much. And I mean, in my mind, like all black kids, you know, all black kids are doing this in their living room right now.
At the time, they were.
But yeah, yeah, I was a like I said, I was a WCW kid. I was a NWO Wolfpack fan for the sole reason that Sting was in it, and I thought Conan was cool too. And I never understood why he grabbed his crotch so much, but
and why he said "bout it, bout it, bout it, bout it" all the time. Viva la
yeah,
raza.
but I said it along with him, and I thought I was hip.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but I watched WCW from time I was 7 all the way to the end. I watched the very last Nitro, and then I started watching WWF because I had nothing else to do.
So how did you feel with the whole invasion thing? Like when they had like the last match of the night was like a Nitro match. Was Booker T versus Buff Bagwell, and then they just completely shat on them.
Well, what was weird was like during the time, I thought, like I knew wrestling was fake,
right?
But I literally thought Shane McMahon bought it. I legitimately thought Shane McMahon bought it, and they were gonna do like a separate thing or whatever.
Right.
And
which would have been money. It could have been fucking money.
But I mean, I know it's weird because I look back at it and I don't remember things being that bad in WCW at the end. But when I watch them, I go back and watch it now. I'm like, man, I should have watched watching WWF sooner.
like 3 count with Tank Abbott and everything. 1,
Hey,
2, 3. Yeah.
3 count was the shit. Okay.
You watch your mouth. You watch your fucking mouth.
Dude, 3 count was the shit. Okay. Like, you know, boy bands were like on top of the world during this time. So you know, they made it. You know, you get a gimmick. I mean, they should make a Justin Bieber gimmick right now.
You need to shut the fuck up. I swear to God. Those are fighting words right then and there. Like, fuck, get out.
I mean, they were never meant to be taken serious, man. It's like, you know, Social Outcast 3MB type shit, and they had some good matches though, man. Like, as far as like wrestling goes, I mean, they were awesome. Shane Helms was good.
Sugar Shane. Oh,
yeah,
and Evan Courageous.
Evan Courageous was pretty cool too.
I think Shannon Moore was in it.
Shannon Moore's a little underrated to me. I always thought he was a good wrestler, but I never thought he was just amazing. But
Shannon Moore, like for me, and you know, I'm pretty sure he's a great guy and all, and he's, you know, good talent and shit like that. But I just felt like he was just like a Hardy flunky. You know, like every time the Hardys were around, he was just like, "Oh, hey, here you go. You want the towels? Want me to jerk you off?" You know, it was just like weird. Yeah, it's just.
But they had some.
And then, like at the time when he came in WWE and he had the fucking bell bottoms, it just fucking weirded me out. I don't know.
They had some good ladder matches though in WCW. Did you ever watch them with the Young Dragons and 3 Count?
Yeah.
And like Jamie Noble. Yeah, there must be good matches, man. Don't be hating on 3 Count.
I get it. It was like late '90s, early 2000s, where like NSYNC and 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, and was it O-Town and shit like that. Fucking shit like that. But I shouldn't even bitch. They helped me get laid, so it's fine. But but yeah, it's still it's annoying. Like that type of fucking singing shit. But yeah, But so yeah, after WCW crashed and burned because of various fucking reasons. So, but yeah. So like, where were you? Like, you were into WWE, of course, right?
Yeah, I started watching WWE, and but there for a while, like before WCW closed and ECW closed, I pretty much had it set up where, like, Monday nights I watched Nitro, and like Tuesday nights wasn't nothing, Wednesday night wasn't nothing, and Thursday I watched Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday night, I think ECW was on like TNN for a little while.
Okay.
So I watched ECW, and then Saturday I watched WCW, and Sunday I watched Heat. So I had it kind of getting to where like I have like a good amount of wrestling I could watch it just about any time.
Got it down to a science, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like, who was your guy after WCW died though? Like when you went to WWE, who was your guy then?
Oh, Booker T.
Oh, still Booker T. Okay.
Yeah, Booker T. Because I was a Booker T fan when he was kind of going for like the TV title. That's when I started becoming a Booker T fan. And then when he won the world title, other than like Sting and Goldberg, of course, Booker T was my dude. And then when he went to jump to WCW, I was all about Booker T. Booker T was my dude.
The whole feud with Austin in the supermarket and the church and all that.
Even though he's a heel.
When the moon hits your eye, like a bag of pizza pie.
Yeah, even though he's like, he's supposed to be a heel, and they weren't really taking him as serious as they should have. I was a big Booker T fan. And then when the ECW guys kind of came into the fold, I became a real big Rob Van Dam fan too.
With Booker T, though, it was funny because back in WCW, when I started recognizing his awesomeness as a singles competitor, that's when he had his first one with the world title, and he used to come out and then like before the theme song, he was like, "Don't hate the player, hate the game," or "Save the drama for your mama." Like, you're so black, Booker T. Like, oh my goodness. Like, my inner bouginess just came in, and it was just like, oh my god, you're just too hood for me, Booker T.
And once again, you get that little white kid in his living room saying it with him too.
Save the drama for your mother.
Because I looked like Harry Potter when I was a kid. I was skinny. I had the haircut. I had the glasses. So imagine a little Harry Potter looking kid.
That is crazy. Quoting
Booker T.
Oh god, you were just looking at your hand and like nodding and shaking your head. Oh god, that's yeah. I love Booker T when he was teaming with Goldust and all the shit.
Yeah, I'm still a Booker T fan. Every time I get together with my friends, I'll do the King Booker stuff. Like the King Booker.
Yeah. Or I loved it when he would like talk like nobleman, like it is the night of champions and all this shit, and then Teddy Long will be like, you go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker, and he'll be like, oh hell no, Teddy. Go fucking bananas. You go straight up.
Booker T is awesome, man. To this day, like I love him on commentary. Don't bring no tongue back. Just leave Booker T out there.
Oh yeah,
Booker T he cracks me up,
it's
man.
Like, you give me like a Sophie's Choice where I have to choose to kill one or the other, and it's like fucking Booker T or David Otunga. David Otunga's fucking dead. I'm sorry. You talk shit all you want about Booker T. At least he's fucking interesting. The shucky ducky quack quack, and oh my goodness,
it's gonna be all like neck bone.
Yeah, all like a pot of neck bone. Yeah. Wait a minute. What the hell? Wait, am I going Booker T or am I going Randy Savage?
He's talking about like Macho Man. It's like Randy Savage.
Yeah, can you dig it, sucker?
And that's the whole reason I ate Slim Jim as a kid too. Is because Macho Man.
It's funny, and I think I've told you this before, but it blew my mind because like I think like right before he died, I think it was like I just found out that he was white. Like my whole life, my whole life I thought he was a black dude because, like, you know, his skin color and his hair and his, like, his aura about himself and shit, and the way he was, like, I thought he was a pimp because the way he was, like, strong on Miss Elizabeth and shit. So I always thought he was, like, one of those black exploitation type of dudes. His name is Macho Man, you know, shit like that. Randy Savage, like, ooh yeah. And then, like, he was, like, mad cool the way he would struggle to take off his glasses and shit. Or like that iconic Mega Powers thing when him and Hulk Hogan would shake hands and it's like that slow motion, like, I don't want to do it, but I gotta. And he would like just like that forcible shake hand thing. It was like mad cool and swagger. I thought he was a black, or at least Latino. Same thing with Scott Hall. I thought Scott Hall was actually Cuban for a long fucking time. And even back in when he was going by Scott Hall. Instead of Razor Ramon, I'm like, Scott Hall is a real white Spanish name. It's weird. Like, and then he's like, nah, he's white. Because again, you look at his skin color, you look at the hair and shit like that. His overall appearance, he looks like a person of color. It's fucking weird.
It's okay. I thought the same thing when I was a kid when I first got introduced to Hulk Hogan because he was he was so tan. And I remember sitting in my living room. I mean, I wasn't saying it. Ask my parents about that. I remember sitting there watching, and I'm like, I think he's white, but I don't know. He's really dark.
Like, why is it? I never seen a blonde black man except for.
Well, I didn't think it was
Snipes.
I didn't think he was black. I didn't know what he was. I didn't know if he was Hispanic or if he was. You know, I was like, okay, he's not black. I know he's not black, but he's not. I don't think he's white either. But I don't think he's Mexican.
Is he from Switzerland? I don't know.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, because his skin was like, he was so tan, but his skin looked so leathery.
Right.
Because, you know, I guess because he tanned for so long, and it just, I don't know, it kind of weirded me out.
And slowly but surely, it turns into like a Shar-Pei puppy because he's all fucking wrinkly and shit.
Speaking of Hogan, man, you know how many times my mama had to whip my ass for ripping my shirts like Hogan? Or trying to rip my shirts like Hogan?
I was a big Hulk Hogan head. Like, I have a picture around here somewhere of me, I think like at 2-3 years old, and I'm like stuffing my face with some junk food or whatever. And I have a big ass, I think it's like a 1 foot or 2 foot tall, like plastic Hulk Hogan figure. And it was like one of those big ass, like you ever go to Toys R Us and you see those big ass fucking figures? It was like 1 or 2 feet long. They have it to John Cena. I've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Hulk Hogan. He had like the red t-shirt with the yellow writing and all that other shit. And it was like, I was a big Hulk Hogan head. I loved him more than the Ultimate Warrior, more than... Well, when I got older, I liked Randy Savage more and shit like that. But
right.
Yeah, of course, it's fucking Hulk Hogan all the time. So yeah, the whole shit that happened 2-3 years ago really fucked my head up.
Oh, the some of him saying all the racist stuff?
Yeah, the stuff, yeah.
I don't know, man. Hogan's kind of... I don't know what they're going to do with Hogan, man. Like, I keep hearing they're wanting to bring him back. I'm like, how you going to bring him back?
Yeah, how's this going to work?
Like, how y'all going to bring him back?
He's going to have to, like... He's going to have to go in and, like, fucking... like if they're jumping R-Truth and like Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews and he comes in to saves them, like, see, I'm not racist, and then group hugs all of them like, I love you brothers, I mean guys. Just like make a whole big fucking cheesy, see, I'm not racist, ding.
Right, big tongue-in-cheek thing.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, you know, enough about the wrestling thing. Let's just get down to the whole fan questions, which I went on Twitter and I asked people, hey, you know, Sick and Head's going to be in the first episode. You got any questions for him, so on and so forth. What do you have? So, are you up for it?
Yeah, I'm down. Are they anonymous questions or are they?
No, I think I'm gonna shout them out. Fuck them. I don't give a shit.
All right.
So we have from @TheClarkEffect. Is every man has a fear. What is your biggest fear? So I guess because you're a big scary man, you know, you're sick in the head, all this other stuff.
Oh, boy.
What is sick in the head scared of?
Well, the character or myself?
Let's do. Give us both answers.
The character is scared of
holy water.
See, the character would be scared of. He'd be scared of not wearing underpants.
Oh, I think we all be scared of that.
Forgetting to wear underpants. That'd be the fear.
Yeah, I think we all share that fear of sick in the head.
It'd be weird if he had like a fear of cucumbers, like the Undertaker supposedly is.
Oh my god, that is the weirdest shit. Is it like the Maury show? Like I would love to have like Undertaker show up on the Maury show. He has this fear of fucking cucumbers, and then there's this one guy dressed like a giant cucumber comes out.
Like someone puts a cucumber on the ground, he jumps like 8 feet in the air, like them cat videos.
Right. And then he's like runs backstage, and like he falls on the floor. You see his butt crack like them fucking baby mamas and shit.
I guess personally, it's the fear of, without diving too much into my personal life, the fear.
If you want, I can answer with you. Like I'll tell you my fear.
It's more or less not being successful.
Yeah, well, that's
you know what I mean. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I don't necessarily want to be a millionaire by any means. I don't want to do that. But it's just like any time you have a profession or you're in a job or whatever, you want to make sure you're as successful as you can be at it.
You want to have it as long as you want it, right? Exactly.
Right. So.
Yeah, which is understandable. Yeah, everybody pretty much. I hope everybody has that type of phobia of losing their job or whatever. Make sure they're
not necessarily losing my job. It's more or less it's like.
Well, I'm saying like that's part of it, but I mean, you know.
Right. It's like the fear of failure. You don't want to. It's like I want to make sure that I succeed in the best way as possible, I guess.
Yeah, I have a fear of looking foolish. Where like, I usually like I hate it like when I trip. And if I trip in front of people, I look foolish. Or
you don't want to be embarrassed.
Right, I hate that. Or mainly like if I want to do something and I fail at it, like fear of failure, like how you were saying before. And it's just little things like that. Like I really hate looking foolish. And you know, of course, in this community, people that know me, they've seen me look fucking foolish, which of course, you know, it's whatever, it happens to everybody, we're all human. And but it's something, it's really something. But of course, you know, the general idea of fear is like, oh, you don't want to lose the people you love and all this other bullshit like that. So yeah, that has to be one of them. And I'm only going to give one of them right now. But let's go on to the next question. Let's see here. Okay, so this is from at Mr. Champion Na. Mr. Champion Na? Because there's only one N. But anyway, so Mr. Champion, NAH, of course. Where your car show at? Been waiting since 2010.
First off, I went in the community in 2010. As far as the car,
since 1995.
The car show. Well, I was gonna do several attempts at starting one with my own personal cause. Basically, what happened is first off, I get a lot of ideas, and I get a lot of ideas for a lot of gimmicks, a lot of characters, a lot of storylines, and I guess because I watch so much wrestling at a time that I can't decide on anything long term. Because like this week week for a couple weeks I'll be really into Japan, and then in a couple weeks I'll be really into deathmatch, or this couple of days I'll be really into lucha or whatever. And so I get all these ideas and I can't place them together where I need to put them to make a show. And then on top of the editing and
everyday life,
like when I get home from work, I don't want to get on my computer and edit because it just feels like I'm doing more work. So I would rather play. I'd rather come in and play video games and just chill and just have fun. So that's basically.
There are times where you get close to making a show because I've seen like the arenas and certain costumes.
Oh yeah, I got calls for days, man. I'm constantly making calls, editing calls, switching gimmicks on calls. I got plenty of calls, and it's just a matter.
My favorite is that Brian Kendrick one that you did. Like a year back?
Yeah, the Leonardo Finch. Yeah.
Yes,
that one. And
that was pretty awesome.
There's a lot of them I make like every year, and then like either some of them I've released and some like on YouTube I put on YouTube, and there's some that like I make every year, and I don't think they'll ever see. They may never see YouTube. So it just depends on what I feel like doing. Like some days I'll get bored and I'm like, I'm gonna edit a quick video and put it on YouTube and just whatever. But hey, that's pretty much happened with the car show, and then, I'm not ruling it out. I think I made like one episode, and it was when I was still using LSW as a thing.
Yeah, the Lone Star Wrestling.
Yeah, Lone Star Wrestling. And then I made it, and I was working on it, and then I rushed through it to finish it because I was like, oh shit, I told people I'd had this out. I need to get it finished, and then I rushed through it, and it is shitty. Terrible. Shitty.
Well, speaking of that, because Shitty Slark did send a fucking question, and he goes, "What does the wife think of the car community and / Dave Magnum? Does she know about Dave Magnum?"
As far as like the car community, she doesn't really know much about it. She kind of doesn't really mess with me about it. Like she knows I get
she's
on.
Not listening.
Right? No, she's not here. But like she knows about like me being an ME, and she knows about maybe online talking to everybody, and she sometimes when we're in calls or whatever, you all hear in the background, and she's a trip. She's awesome. But
right.
I mean, she doesn't really think much of it. It's just she just takes it as this is what I do in my spare time. It's just
I find it amazing that you're married because not that many people in this community are married. I know about maybe one or two other people that are married in this community, and it's pretty much amazing because how you could balance that. I could barely balance my life with car, whereas like there are times where I'm like, fuck car, fuck this shit, because like, I gotta pay bills or I gotta raise my sister, yada yada yada, all the other stuff. But yeah, man.
I mean, I just try to keep a low profile. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
You're not gonna be like, oh man, I just had this match in this clan, I can't pay all the money.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna. Like, that's another reason why I don't dig too much into multiple shows. Is I just because I kind of know people from around, and I know a lot of people are cool, and like I don't know them real well. I know them, like I know who they are. We may have commented on something here and there, whatever, but I don't know them real well. Whereas like with ME, I've known all you the core group of ME anyways. I've known you guys for at least 4 years, at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's
you know
been
what I mean?
while, yeah.
So and we all were kind of like our own little group within fam. When we chatted and stuff like that. So like
our little clique.
Yeah, this is our own clique pretty much, and so. Like, getting on here and talking to you guys is like nothing we talk all the time. I think I talk to you almost. Sometimes I go on like a hiatus for like a week.
Right.
Y'all don't hear from me. But
you live life. It's all
good. Sometimes I just don't feel like getting on my computer. And if y'all hear a dog in the background, I swear I'm not beating it. It's scratching its back and it's yelping.
Either that or you're just like really good at multitasking where you're doing podcasting for the dog's ass.
Right.
Like, yeah, well, I like cherry soda.
Well, it's on the next room. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but whatever.
Horrible. It's a horrible sight of that.
Yeah. But anyways, but that's basically like how like she doesn't really think too much of it. And Dave Magnum.
Yeah.
Dave Magnum started as a joke.
Yes.
A joke. Without going into too many details, the Magnum condom.
Of course.
And I was like, as a joke, I was like, I'm gonna make a guy as a ladies' man. And he, he's Dave Magnum.
Of course.
And he is kind of how that started. And my wife, I don't think she's really a fan of Dave Magnum. She's
probably the first female that's not.
I will say this. I'll tell you which call she absolutely hates.
What's that?
She hates Scoutmaster Spanky.
Spanky!
She hates him. For people that don't know us, I'm the guy that made Scoutmaster Spanky.
Of course.
He started out as just a kind of underdog kind of character, and his name was Spanky McGee. Yes. And then last year I made Spanky McGee, and then I just kind of an idea popped in my head, and because he looks like a young man, and I was like, I'm gonna make him a
man-child.
He was like, hey, looks like a man-child, and I was just like, I'm gonna make him a Boy Scout. Fuck it, and that's how he pretty much got started. And she hates him. She says he looks like a pedophile. she hates.
He kind of reminds me of David Spade a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, just like man childish, where he's like 5 foot even, you know, just very tiny and shit.
He weighs about $150, if that.
Soaking wet. Yeah.
She's not a fan of Scoutmaster Spanky, but I don't know. Dave, she made fun of me because when 2K17 came out, I got banned from Community Creations for about a week.
Right.
For a Dave Magnum T-shirt design, because every year I try to give.
Oh yeah.
I try to give Dave Magnum a new T-shirt. I mean, we got the classic with the arrow pointing up. You know, it says the man, and the arrow pointing down. It says the legend. That's the classic Dave Magnum shirt. But since then, I've tried to make more and kind of make more of them. And a couple years ago, I had the Magnum Strong Style shirt, and on the back it said "Always Stiff." And then. But this one got me in trouble this year. I got banned from Community Creations for like a week from uploading. On the front, it was a silhouette of a man and a woman doing it doggy style. And it said Dave Magnum, personal trainer. And said best workout she'll ever had, guaranteed. And on the back it said sex, weights, and protein shakes.
Wow.
And I got banned from Community Creations for a week. I had to send emails and tweets to 2K to get all my shit. I thought I was going to have to make a new PSN and start over.
I'm sorry, 2K, please forgive me. Oh, God.
So the new...
Next time, what's the lesson you learned from that? You got to just, like, when you make it a logo like that, you just got to chop it in half.
Yeah, I just I thought about taking the logo and trying to like do a thing where like I pixelate it, and then put it on a shirt, and then put like underneath it, put on there like somehow on the shirt the T-shirt that was too X-rated for 2K or something, you know. But I never got around to making it. But the new one he had it's a more basic design. I think it's like it's kind of like his face, but it's not like it's kind of like I'm trying to think of the right words here. It's not like really his face, but it's like it's like I don't know. You just whenever y'all see it in the next Emmy show, he'll be wearing it. But
high anxiety.
Yeah, high anxiety.
All right, so let's let. I think there's two more questions here.
Okay.
So now we got one from @X2Twisted. How big is Batista's dick?
How big is Batista's dick? It is not nearly as big as Dave Magnum's.
Awesome. I think that we can leave it at that. So now the last question is from what's it, Wamadurio? No, W Amadeo 90, and he goes, "When are you ever gonna get a new goddamn chair, you squeaky fuck?" So if you've heard that throughout the whole,
let me answer this question.
Go for it.
Oh, hey, it's not squeaking. Like the one time it's not squeaking.
No,
usually.
I heard it.
Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as it usually is. Usually, it sounds like someone's taking nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, nails on a chalkboard. Yeah.
Oh
God.
To that, tell him. Well, I guess I can tell him because I'm on a podcast. When he sends me some money,
right,
I will go buy me a new damn chair.
Or some WD-40 or some shit.
No, it doesn't bother me. I love the squeak. It's my chair. It's comfy.
My chair is not perfect either. It'll have some noises too. Right now, I'm like hovering my feet in the air and just air humping. I guess I don't know. It's a horrible sight. Don't look it up. But I think that's it. We've gone long. I think it's like maybe almost an hour. I can't really tell. I'll find out when I'm editing.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that was a good talk. We got to do it again sometime because there's so much more to cover.
Man, we can talk all day probably.
Right.
Like this was basically kind of about wrestling, a little bit about wrestling, and a little bit of college stuff. But we have conversations about everything from music to teacher fucking to.
Well, you can't leave it at that. Right now. That's a weird teaser.
We'll touch on politics and
inbred stuff.
No, we're not. Well, I'm not. Yeah. People are gonna think I'm inbred now. Thanks.
No. What? I don't think we'd be talking if that were the case.
But Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that, and then we'll get on my random conspiracy theories. That make sometimes probably don't make any damn sense. Or
oh yeah, we gotta do something like on Loch Ness monster or Bigfoot or something. That'd be awesome.
But I mean, like I said, we can probably do another podcast tomorrow if we wanted to.
Right? Yeah. But in the meantime, hopefully the next time you see him next time you guys see Sick in the Head will be at High Anxiety on the ME channel. Hopefully I'll remember to link it in the description. And it will be uploaded or streamed or whatever the fuck I want to fucking do with it whenever I'm done. Because it seems like one thing after another, something happens, and I'll make sure I get it done. But you're going to be facing T-Bone in an undisclosed match right now. But T-Bone, the massive gladiator god. And it's going to be something because like you're pretty much what? Like, how would you consider Sick in the Head? He's like, I wouldn't say a demon because he is human, but he's very, very vicious.
He is walking death.
Walking death.
There you go.
Against the gladiator of Out of Time. And then,
it's
going to be crazy.
We also got Dave Magnum.
Dave Magnum going against Sean O'Reilly for the YouTube Championship. The first ever YouTube champion will be crowned at High Anxiety. That's going to be crazy too. But, yeah, and Scott Master Spanky ain't doing shit because he got fucked up by MK.
We wish him well. We wish him all the best.
Right.
And, yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Hopefully next episode you'll see more people, and which of course you are. But you we'll see.
I'm gonna plug my shit real quick.
Yeah, plug your shit. Go plug away. Just
subscribe to me on YouTube.
Go for it.
YouTube.com/ so I guess it's backslash or is it forward slash? I think it's backslash.
I think
SickIndyHead.
Figure it out. Try it with forward and try it
pretty
backwards.
much. If you want to find me anywhere, it's SickIndyHead, no numbers, no underscore. It's
all one word.
All one word. SickIndyHead. That is my Twitter at SickIndyHead. My YouTube. If you want to add me on PSN, go for it. If I don't know you, I may not add you. Nothing personal. I keep a short friends list. So that's
lucky you, I tell you.
Well, you have the option too. All you gotta do is hit decline.
No, but see, I again, that's one of my phobias. I'm afraid of looking like a dick when I'm not trying to be a dick. So yeah.
Oh, I hear you. I'm kind of the same way too. I try to be nice to people. But yeah, so subscribe to me on YouTube. I may do live streams again. I did a couple not too long ago. I want to get back to doing live streams because I don't have to edit nothing. It's easy. It's
it's all raw.
It's all raw in your face, and it's basically just me playing matches. So you can say,
was that a little bit of Dave Magnum that just came out? It's like all raw in your face.
It's all raw in your face.
Pause hard, and pause that. But yeah. And your Twitter, of course. Go ahead.
SickIndyHead.
Yes.
One word.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see a lovely picture of myself and the magical, wonderful Dalton Castle.
Or you see a picture of him just as broccoli, or
that's whatever.
any other random things.
That's how I should have opened it. I should have said, "Hey, it's a SickIndyHead, aka Captain Broccoli, aka Vanilla Gorilla."
Right? Yeah, that would be crazy. Man. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. So this is our first episode of 525 Live, and that is the corniest shit I've said all day. Maybe, who knows? But until then, this is Sean Nova and Sick in the Head, and get the fuck out. I don't know. Fuck, do something.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah, yellow snow. Right. See ya.